Okay, I had a guy on one of my videos comment about this part. He would like a bit more detail on it. This is what I call a spinner. We had one in the where I served my apprenticeship. It's basically a tool used to spin a boss accurately about a center. So before I get into too much detail about the spinner and how it works, I want to say something about actually building the pattern for it. So here's the pattern. It's basically a simple wood pattern made out of, I got 3 layers of 1/4 inch plywood here. So this is 1/2 inch thick. Got a boss here, 1/4 inch deep slot here, and then the arm and the gating system. Go to the other side. I had to make 2 plugs. One, this is a 1/2 inch deep here, so this will kiss through in the slot. This is just a relief cut, and I made this thing actually in 2007, February of 2007. Got a riser here, and let's see, riser here, and the down screw here. So it's relatively simple. You just make your plug to match your pattern. You drill 2 pinholes in locations where they need to be and route out the board where you need it through there. And then you just bondo in around it. Was basically a one-off pattern, so I did it that way. And the arm is straightforward. This is built around Grizzly, no affiliation, but a Grizzly 12-inch disc sander. Rotation of the sander, on the side I use it, I'm right-handed, so the sander is rotating as you look at it in a clockwise direction, so it's going down on the right side. And that works. If you have a sander that's rotating left of this, you'd need to make a mirror image of this part to get it to work. So this is a pattern. It was pretty straightforward, quite simple, and just something to get the spinner made for me, and it works really good. So let's go into the spinner itself. So like I said, this thing is straightforward. Here's the back side. I used a square nut here. This sits inside the slot. It's exactly the right size to fit in there. It's 3/4 inch slot, and the inside edge of the slot right here, this side is 3 3/4 from the disc. So with this adjustment, I use a coarse adjustment here, and I can set it where I need to, and I can get up to about a 7-inch diameter, 3.5 inch radius, and it'll work great. Fine adjustment, as if I come in here, is this piece. I got a spring here, and it rides up against that, and then I can rotate this screw to adjust, fine adjustment either in or out. Usually I'm adjusting it so the arm goes in toward the sander. And then this just allows raising and lowering depending on the height of the boss you're going to spin on. So it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, you'd have to make a as shown and opposite depending on which way your sander's turning. I use a double-ended sander, so I don't need one for the left side. I do all my spinning downhill on the right side. So that's pretty much it. I will enclose a little video clip of how it actually works. It works really good. Now the one thing I will say is, if you're spinning a boss and you aren't worried about the accuracy if you got to drill a hole through it, you can use just a center point on the boss and spin it. If you're going to need a little more accurate center, you may want to drill your hole first. So what I got here, if I can get them out, been sitting in a wet garage or cold garage. So got 5/16 I had quarter in here, they're out in my shop someplace, 3/8 and 1/2 inch. And I turned one of the 1/4 inch ones down, so I had an 1/8 inch. So I can drill my hole first, put this in the hole regardless of size, and this would sit and the pin would go in right there in that hole. And that would give me an accurate turning just right directly around the hole. So that's how the whole thing works. It works really good. I've used it for a lot of years in my shop, and the one in the pattern shop we used all the time. The only place I ever saw it was in my pattern, or where I served my apprenticeship, the first shop. I liked it well enough, I decided to make one for at home. For this pin here, I used a broken drill bit, cut a slot in here after I got the hole drilled, and put a screw in there to clamp it. And that's the way the whole thing works. And I will attach a little video clip of it in use. So let me know what you think if you want to make one. I don't know of any that are made commercially. Each sander is going to have a slightly different configuration, so you may have to customize it to fit your sander if you decide to make one. But that's how it's made, and that's its use. So hope you like the video, and we'll get on to the next one in a little bit. You guys have a good day.